Take a look at these white powders. That kills more than 100,000 people here in America. This is what quietly tears America apart. It's not a war you see on the news every night. It's not fought with tanks or drones. It's a slow, insidious epidemic. And its name is fentanyl. A drug so deadly that a pinch the size of a grain of salt can kill you. But this isn't just about a drug. It's about a shadowy global network. China, Mexican cartels, and the United States locking in a dance of profit, power, and death. This is the story of how decisions in chemical labs on one side of the planet end up as body bags on the other. It's a tale of geopolitics, crime, and a trade so profitable it's rewriting the rules of the drug game. Buckle up, we're diving in. Let's start with the stakes. In 2023, over 107,000 Americans died from drug overdose. That's a city worth of people gone. And the main culprit? Fentanyl. This synthetic opiate is now the #1 killer American aged between 18 to 45. No guns, no car crashes, a drug. It's a statistic so wild, I had to double check it. So what is fentanyl? It's a lab-made opiate, originally cooked up for legit medical use. Think cancer patients in agonizing pain. It's 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine. That's why doctors love it, and why drug traffickers obsess over it. A tiny amount can get you high or drop you dead. And because it's so potent, you don't need to smuggle tons of it. A suitcase full can flood a city. But where does it come from? That's where this gets global. Forget poppy fields or jungle coca farms. The fentanyl crisis began in China's industrial heartland. This is the world's biggest producer of fentanyl precursors, the raw chemical ingredients that, when mixed just right, become this killer drug. These chemicals are not illegal on their own. They're used in all kinds of legit medicine. But here's the kicker. They're also the Lego bricks for street fentanyl. Chinese companies churn out these precursors by the ton, legally. Then they ship them across the Pacific to Mexico. It's a supply chain as smooth as any corporate giants, except instead of smartphones, it's delivering death. But why is China, a country obsessed with control, letting this happen? It's about money and a little bit of denial. China's chemical and pharmaceutical sectors are economic juggernauts. In 2019 alone, they were worth over $1.5 trillion. That's jobs, growth, and power. Shutting down precursor exports would mean kneecapping a massive industry. Officially, China banned fentanyl production years ago. But enforcement? That's a different story. Labs skirt regulation. Companies rebrand chemicals as not quite fentanyl. And the shipments keep flowing. Beijing's line is simple. This isn't our mess. They blame Americans' opiate addiction, its healthcare system, even its culture. To them, they're just feeling a demand, like any good capitalist. But there's a darker theory flowing around, and it's hard to ignore. US-China relations are a dumpster fire right now. Trade wars, tech battles, Taiwan, it's all simmering. And some analysts whisper that fentanyl isn't just a business, It's a weapon. Asymmetric warfare, they call it. Picture this. A weaker power like China can't take on the US military head-to-head, so instead, it exploits a vulnerability. America's drug problem is a gaping wound, and flooding it with fentanyl precursors could be a way to bleed the US dry without firing a shot. Sound paranoid? Let's look at the timeline. In 2018, as Trump slapped tariff on China, Beijing quietly increased tax breaks on chemical exporters, including those shipping precursors. In 2022, after Nancy Pelosi's Taiwan trip ticked off China, they slammed the door on all US fentanyl cooperation. Coincidence? Maybe, but it's a pattern that raises eyebrows. Now let's head south. Mexican cartels are the engine of this crisis. The Sinaloa cartel, think El Chapo, and the Jalisco New Generation cartel are the big dogs here. They take China's precursors and turn them into fentanyl in hidden labs across Mexico. Here's the playbook. Precursors arrive by ship. In makeshift labs, sometimes just sheds in the desert, cartels cook fentanyl. They press it into fake pills, mimicking Xanax, Oxycontin, you name it, or mixed with heroin. Then it's smuggled north. The profits? Insane. A kilo of fentanyl costs a few grand to make. On US streets, it's worth millions. This isn't small-time dealing. It's an industrial operation, efficient, ruthless, and innovative. And that's what makes it so terrifying. Fentanyl isn't just another drug. It's a game changer. Old school drugs like heroin or cocaine need farms, seasons, land. Fentanyl, all you need is a lab and some chemicals. No fields to spray, no crops to burn. It's the Amazon Prime of narcotics. Fast, scalable, unstoppable. And because it's so potent, smuggler can move it in tiny packages. A baggie the size of a candy bar can hold thousands of lethal doses. Good luck catching that at the border. This shift is flipping the drug war on its head, and we're scrambling to keep up. The cartel don't stop at the border. Enter Chinese criminal network. Think triad affiliated gangs. They're the distributors, moving fentanyl into American veins. But their real genius? Money. Meet flying money, 飞钱 in Chinese. It's a laundry system so sleek, it's almost art. Here's how it works. Cartel rake in cash from US sales. Chinese gangs take that dirty money, then wire clean funds to the cartels in Mexico from their own accounts, minus a fee. The US cash sold to rich Chinese folks dodging China's strict currency control. They pay with yuan from Chinese banks, and the circle spins. This isn't pocket change. Authorities think hundreds of billions flow through this shadow network annually. It's a parallel economy. Cartels, Chinese elites, and gangs all cash in. But let's zoom out from the maps and money. This crisis is killing people every day. The DEA says 4 out of 10 pills on the street now have enough fentanyl to kill. It's not just addicts. Teens, casual users, anyone can roll the dice and lose. It's a plague hiding in plain sight. The US is throwing everything at this. tech, dogs, border controls. China's been pressed to crack down, and in 2019, they did ban all fentanyl analogs. But here's the catch. Chemists just tweak the recipe. New, unbanned version pops up faster than law can catch them. International teamwork? It's a mess. China's cooperation tanked after 2022 Taiwan spat. At home, treatment programs limp along. Underfunded, overstretched. We're fighting a hydra, and it's growing heads. This isn't just Americans' problem. Fentanyl is the future of drugs. Synthetic, borderless, relentless. It's showing us how connected and vulnerable we are. A factory in Wuhan can kill kids in Kansas. A cartel in Sinaloa can bankroll itself through Shanghai. It's globalization's dark side. This crisis is a beast. Health, crime, geopolitics tangled together. Solving it means rethink everything. Borders, diplomacy, how we heal. Until then, the clock's ticking, and the bodies are piling up. Thanks for watching as always. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep digging into the stories that matters. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.